Alrighty, greetings, good afternoon. I'm still out here. So my next video I want to make, it might get a lot of like hate. So I've been told. I don't know, but it is what it is. I just talk about what I want to talk about. It's my opinion. We all have the right to free speech. It's our given right. But I'm not bashing black people. I'm just saying, I'm just telling it how it is, and some people just can't take the truth. But anyway, so the topic is types of black people. So like, black people, like, we're all the same, but they're just types of black people, and you just know. So like, we got niggas, and by niggas I mean niggas, like just, what are you doing? Like the type, I'll get to that. We got educated blacks. Then you got bougie or bourgeoisie, if I'm saying it right, blacks. And then you got hood blacks. And I mean, there are other topics, like other others, like, I guess subclasses or whatever. But these are just the ones that I've seen, like growing up, or like or just seen, like. But anyway, so niggas. What I mean by niggas are just destructive. Like they don't care, they rob, they do whatever they want, they mess up the community, they're destructive to the community, like to our image. They're the ones that be on World Star, like they're the ones that are like that, giving us a bad name. The baby mamas fighting in the store, like the ones that don't think how their image will make us all look like just niggas. Like, I just know. And I don't dislike niggas, like, because they're still my brothers and sisters. But it's just a lot of times they don't use this. They use like just violence and low frequency behaviors, and it just makes us look bad, and it brings us down as a people. And we need to have our standards up here. Like, we need to be like on like another frequency. We shouldn't be on some low level stuff. Like, that's just not like who we are. And niggas, just like I said, they give us a bad image. They're destructive. They commit more crimes on each other than any other race. Black on black violence is real. Like, people don't want to admit it, but it's really real, and niggas contribute to it. Like, you just know. Or like, they don't even got to be violent and destructive, but like, let's say you just know a nigga, you at work, and a nigga comes up to you, and it's just like, oh, they just have an attitude, or they just feel a type of way, or they just give you a look. Like, you're at work and you're like, hi sir, how are you? And they just look at you like, can I get this? And you're just like, wow. Like, that's just what niggas can be sometimes. It doesn't have to be like to those extremes I was describing. But niggas, or like, they're just rude, or like, where's this, or excuse me, da 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 da, or like, hold on, like, they're just rude, just no class, no manners, just savages. And it's like, I know some people be like, oh, well, I'm a nigga, or like, and there's nothing wrong with that, but niggas don't know how to like tone it down, or like, there's a time and a place for everything. Niggas don't understand that. They just see it as like, oh, I don't care, like, I'm gonna wild out because fuck y'all, what y'all about to do? And that's a bad mentality to have. Like, black people, a lot of us are like that. Like, we just be like, okay, I don't give a fuck. I'm like that too sometimes, and that's like, I'm working on that, and that's not good. But those are what niggas are, and niggas are everywhere. They just niggas, but you still love them, but they're just niggas. Like, I would never like date a nigga, because I know they would just do some dumb shit and get me in their dumb shit. Another type are educated blacks. And educated blacks are, the blacks that go to school, get educated, or learn a trade or something. And none of these like blacks are better than the others, because at the end of the day, we all face the same struggles, we all face the same racism, we all face the same injustices. So none of us are better because we have a degree, or because we have a better house, or this, that, and the third, because none of that even matters on the grand scheme of things. Like, our materials don't matter. Like, we're gonna die. The only reason why you could acquire these materials is so the next generation can keep those materials, and so on and so on, so your families doesn't have to struggle and go through what you went through. But anyway, not to get off topic, yeah, like, educated blacks are the ones that go to school, get that trade, help they're supposed to help uplift the community, Don't get an education and forget to keep and uplift your community. But by them getting education, they're uplifting their community because their kids are going to be educated. If you're educated, your kids will be educated, and they're educated, your families will be educated. So even by then just going to school, even if like someone just like donated $10 million to a bunch of hood kids, that right there would elevate the next generation of blacks to be good because they'll be educated. So educated blacks. I'm an educated black. I'm in school and I'm almost done, about to get my associates, so I guess that'll put me in that category. And I do want to become an educated black. Like, I don't know if I'll go to grad school. I don't really see that on my cards, but who knows. But I definitely do want to get my bachelor's, just because it'll help me advance and that's the only way I can get a job in my career anyway. So yeah. Then you got the bougie or the bourgeoisie. I don't know if I said it right, but yeah, you got them blacks that just think they the shit. Like, we all knew them. I had a couple of them growing up. Like, they just was the shit. They thought they was too good to be with like certain blacks. Like, they thought you was like just like ratchet or ghetto or just hood or whatever they thought. Like, and they just thought they were the shit, uppity because they got money. Like, and then that's the thing too. Like we see that a lot in our communities. Like there's a lot of like black people who got money, and they just think they're the shit. Like, it's just like, you're not the shit. Like, don't think because you got money you think you're better than us. You're still black and you still face the same struggles when you go off to go with your rich white friends who just see you as a rich nigga. Like, that's not nigga because they can't call you a nigga, but it's just like a rich, I don't even know. Like, I just, they would just face racism too, and it's just like they think just because they got money that they no longer have to associate themselves with black, or they're just like, oh, I'm not like those blacks, I escaped from the hood. And it's just like, wow, like, instead of you trying to like shame where you came from, why don't you embrace it and make it better? So those are the blacks I grew up. Some of them I grew up with. I didn't ever like them. I just was kind of like, you know, no. A lot of Africans are like that too. They're very bougie, and it depends where you're from too. Not all, but a lot of them are bougie and like just think so highly of themselves and look like above, like they look at us like we're trash. And I've had like incidents where Africans thought I was African and they would talk about like a black person walking by or whatever, and I would just be like, I'm black. Like, I had my own driving instructor tell me that. He was just like, look at these black people always out here just doing nothing, sagging their pants. And then like I was just like, I'm black. And he was just quiet because it was just like, why would you say that? Like, he better be lucky I wasn't like ratchet. He better be lucky he was my driving instructor. Like, it was just really rude and just like, wow, like people really think like this. And, you know, I mean, black people and Africans, some people don't believe this, but we are the same. So, you know, we shouldn't be hating on each other. Like, we really need to stop being like Killmonger and T'Challa. Like, we just need to, no, not like them, but like what they represented, like Wakanda and what Killmonger represented. I should do a Black Panther review because like I really liked the reviews of a lot of people. Like, I liked how like the movie was very symbolic, and not to get off topic, but that could be for another video one day. But yeah, bougie black people, they don't contribute to the community. They try to just use and finesse us, and I just don't like that. I don't like bougie blacks. Like, if you can't come down and be in the hood with your people, you know, because they're too hood, then fuck you. Like, I don't got time. Like, move on. Leave us alone. You're not black. Give up your black card. And it's as simple as that. Like, go be a coon. Then you got hood blacks. And hood blacks are like, you grow up, I'm not gonna say you're street, but you grow up in like in an environment, not like you are the type of, what's a good way to describe it? You're the type of black that you can like be loud and ratchet, and like if it comes down to it, like you throw them hands and whatnot, but like you can calm it down. Like, you just know, like the way a hood black is, like, first of all, we have a look to us, a look and an energy, and you can just see and just look at us and just see by the way we dress or the way we walk or talk that, not that like we've been through shit, because a lot of us have, but it's like we're just not stupid. Like we're like the not street niggas because we haven't been in the street. I have never really been in the streets like out here like as a soldier on the fields as they call it, or the streets, like, but I've seen some shit. Like I've seen like what can happen to people. Like I've seen people get stabbed, robbed, jumped. Like I've seen it. Like, and like when you think about it, it's just like, wow, that could be you. But it helped me learn to adapt to my environment, how to be like smarter, wiser, watch out for certain things. Like if I see a bunch of people moving at me in a funny way, I'm moving the other way. Like I've come to times where I've been close to getting robbed. Yeah, I remember. So it's just little things like that that like make you a hood black. Like you just been through some shit. Like I don't put myself in these things, like these environments and these obstacles, but sometimes it just happens. Like where you live also just determines. Like where I live, sometimes you can get robbed, sometimes you can get raped, sometimes you can get shot, sometimes you get stabbed just because you were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And sometimes you're not even in the wrong place at the wrong time. You're literally out there having a good time and niggas start fighting, or someone gets jumped, or somebody hits somebody girl, or girls fighting. It's just something, just crazy stuff. And next thing you know, you leaking, somebody stabbed, the police coming, you gotta run, or just, it's just a lot of stuff. I've been through some shit, like, and it's just interesting. Like it definitely shows you like the other side of humanity and like what how it can be. And there's nothing wrong with being a hood nigga. Like we're all, these are just the type of blacks that I've just grew up around and seen, and I just kind of find it interesting. Like there are different types of black people. You got the nerdy blacks, you got the dorks. Like I'm a nerdy black girl. Like that's what people say. Like I remind them of like a hood dork or nerd. Like I'm a nerdy woman, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like I am, like I like anime and things, but these are just the types of black people that I've like really care to talk about. The nerdy ones, I mean the ones who watch anime and all that, they're cool, they're really cool. Like, so I mean there's different types, but I'm not discriminating, but it's just I've just peeped these things, and yeah, that's all. So I mean, if any of you guys know any other types of like blacks, let me know and whatnot. But yeah, hope you guys have a good day.